Okay, today let's look at our first lesson on area and perimeter. So if we take a look, you're going to need your area and perimeter packet, and it says perimeter is the distance around a shape. To find the perimeter, add the length of each side. So if we have a shape like this, a rectangle, and one side is 2 centimeters, the opposite side is 2 centimeters, the other two sides are both 4 centimeters, we would need to add together those 4 sides to find the perimeter. So to find the perimeter, we would take 2 plus the opposite side of 2 plus 4 plus 4. 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8, 8 plus 4 is 12, and we're measuring in centimeters. So 12 centimeters would be the perimeter of that rectangle. The area then is the number of square units that can fit inside of the shape. So if we take this side of 2 and we put a square for each of those 2 parts, and then we have the side of 4 and we split that side into those 4 boxes, the area, we could count the square units. So how many square units fit inside? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 square units if we count the square units. Another way to find area would be to take the length times the width of the shape. Length times width would equal area. So if you know one side and you know the other side, in this case it would be 2 times 4 equals 8, and we label it as centimeters squared because it's a 2-dimensional shape. So let's try to find some area and perimeters for these shapes at the bottom. If we take a look at number 1, we have 3 across and 3 squares down. So the area is the easier of the two, I think, to find. Area tells us if you were putting like carpet in a classroom or carpet in your bedroom at home, and you wanted to find out how much carpet was going to lay across that floor, you would need to know the dimensions of the floor, 3 by 3, and that would tell you how much carpet you need to fill that space. So area, we would say, is 3 times 3. Notice we didn't do the perimeter yet. 3 times 3 is 9. That means there's 9 boxes inside there. Perimeter, we're going to add all the sides together. And notice this is a square 3 by 3, so each side is 3. So we're going to take 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, and 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 12. Okay, then if we look at number 2, we have 4 across and 2 down. So if we're going to add all the sides, remember the opposite side is always the same. For perimeter, we would take 4 plus, and you can work your way around in a circle. I like to do opposite sides. 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. And area is 4 times 2. One side times the other is 8. The perimeter, we talked about area would be how much you would need to maybe put carpet in a room, right? How much paint you might need to buy to put on a wall. Perimeter tells you the distance around the outside. And I remember that because I see the word rim in perimeter, and I think of a basketball hoop rim that goes around the outside of where the ball goes in, okay, or the rim of a basket, right, or the rim of a a window, okay. The rim is around the outside. Area is the inside, perimeter is the outside. Perimeter, I think of like we just put up a huge fence, a whole new pasture on our farm, and we needed to figure out the perimeter of our pasture, so we knew how much fencing supplies to buy. We needed to buy barbed wire, and we needed to buy the fence posts. So if we didn't cover the whole perimeter of our pasture, our cows would get out. So that's another way to think of perimeter, is around the outside. How much fence do you need? Or area, how much carpet might you need to buy, or flooring, okay? Number 3, we have a 2 across by 2 down. So when I take my perimeter, I say 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. You could do 2 times 4 since all the sides are equal as well, and that's 8. Area would be 2 times 2, which is 4. Let's look at number 6. Number 6, if you look, we have 5 boxes across and 3 squares down, or 3 boxes down. So for my perimeter, I'm going to have 3 on this side plus 3 on the other side, 5 on the top plus 5 on the bottom. So 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 5 is 11, 11 plus 5 is 16, and then area, I take 5 times 3 is 15. Let's look at page 2. Page 2. Now you're going to notice we have a perimeters of some random polygons, and we're only looking at perimeter on this one, not area. So it says find the perimeter of each shape. Let me just turn my packet over. The perimeter of each shape, adding the lengths of each side. So here we're going to take, to find the perimeter, and you can stack your numbers, 6 plus 4 plus 5 for this first triangle. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15, and we're measuring in centimeters. For the next one, we have 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. We could stack that and say 9, 9, 9, 9, add them together, or just say 9 times 4, right? 4 groups of 9, and that gives us 36 feet. Let me just recalculate this a little bit. Okay, if we look at letter C, we're going to add all 5 sides here. So we have 7 plus 5 plus 8 plus 7 plus 8. Okay, and we're going to add them together. 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 plus 7 is 27. 27 plus 8 is 35 inches. If we look at letter D, we have 2 sides that are 10 and 2 sides that are 12. So we add those together. 10 plus 10 is 20. 20 plus 12 is 32. 32 plus 12 is 44. You could also just stack and add your ones. That would give you 4, and your 10s would give you 4. So 44 millimeters. If we look at letter E, we have 4 on the top, 2 on the side, 3 on the other side, and 4 on the bottom, and we're going to add those 4 numbers. So 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 4 is 13, and we're measuring in kilometers there. Okay, that's how we find perimeter. If we take a look, at letter I, notice each side is 2. Well, for that you could count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we would say 2 times 6 is 12. Okay, let's take a look at page 3. Page 3 is just a little review of how we can find area of a rectangle. So now we're back to area. Perimeter was the distance around the outside. Area tells us how much fits inside of a shape. And here it gives us that area formula. To find the area of a rectangle, use the formula length times width equals area. This formula is often written as L times W equals A. L stands for length, W width, A is our area. So in this picture, it says the rectangle pictured here has a length of 10 centimeters and a width of 8 centimeters. So L is 10, W is 8. So we say 10 times 8 equals 80. And we're measuring in centimeters, and since this is a two-dimensional area, we say centimeters squared. It says, note that the area's unit is written as centimeters square. This is said as square centimeters or centimeters squared. So let's find the area of these rectangles on this page. Notice we start with a square, and we know all the sides in a square are equal. So if one side is 9, the opposite or adjacent side, the side next to it, is also 9. So in this case, we would say length is 9, width is 9. 9 times 9 equals 81 centimeters squared. If we look at letter B, they give us the length and the width. So we say 3 times 10, and we get 30 feet squared. For letter C, 4 and 2, so we have 4 times 2 equals 8 kilometers squared. Notice how important the basic multiplication facts are for this. We need to know our basic facts in order to be able to find areas easily. Letter D, 12 is on one side times 6 on the other. Now, if you're not sure, have your resource guide out, because 12 times 6, go over on your 12s, down on your 6s, is 72, okay? So 12 times 6 is 72 inches squared. If we look at letter E, we have 6 times 7. 6 times 7, so length times width, 6 times 7 is 42 millimeters squared. Letter F, we have 5 times 8. 5 wide, 8 long, width and length. And for this one, it doesn't matter which is the length and which is the width unless they specifically tell you, because we can multiply in any order. So we have 40 miles in this case squared. Okay. Tomorrow we're going to work on finding the areas of irregular shapes. Okay. But right now, what I would like you to do is I want you to flip to page 4. And on page 4 today, you are going to try some of these on your own. Now, you'll notice that it says find the perimeter and area of each figure. Each figure is centimeters. Okay, so they're measuring in centimeters, but it's not to scale. Okay, so we need to find the area and the perimeter. Area is multiplying, perimeter is adding. So if we look at number 1, it says area. We would say 8 times 5 equals 40. Okay, now they have the answer key down the side, but it would be easiest if you just did your work right below this. A is area, P is perimeter. Okay, and they said we're measuring in centimeters, so this would be centimeters squared. For perimeter, we're just adding around the outside. So we would have 8 plus 5, and don't forget the other two sides. An 8 and a 5 on the other two sides. And if we add it together, you can stack it if that would be easier. Okay, I like to find my common numbers that I know. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 8 is 18. 18 plus 8 is 26. So this would be 26 centimeters. Okay, what I'd like you to do today is I want you to do numbers. Well, we did number 1. So do number 2 through 9. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And find the area and perimeter for both. Okay, perimeter and area of each figure.